Hello everyone, this is Super Dimensional Button. Today I'll be reviewing Bandai's high-grade 144 scale Gundam Barbatos Lupus from the series Iron-Blooded Orphans. This is the upgraded Barbatos from the series from Season 2. It currently retails for 1,000 yen and was produced in 2016. So as you can see, this is the upgraded version of the Gundam Barbatos. Its features are a lot more pronounced than the original Barbatos. Let's in for a closer look. This is obviously a painted kit. Just added a few details here and there. One thing that's pretty nice is that the Tekiden symbol on the shoulders are inset and color separated, so no painting necessary there. And let's take a quick look at the back. It's a very unique kit in that its design's more fierce looking. A lot of pointed spots, bulkier shoulders, and whatnot. Oh, let's go ahead and start with the articulation. So here's the head. It gets stuck right there. This little collar it has on the sides, and these, I don't know, pointed parts under the chin really hinder its movement. Well, especially the chin. It's a really big red chin, as you can see. It's connected by a ball joint, double-sided polycap ball joint, but doesn't really come in handy too much. The head doesn't move. Can't even do the chicken thing like some of the other Gundams. Alright, let's take a look at the arms. So, you got a ball joint connected to a socketed polycap. Now, here's some of the problems with this kit. The shoulder can't move up too much. The arms can go up so high. They say it's an improvement from the regular Barbatos, but it probably is. The shoulders are pretty big. Alright. Yeah, these shoulder pieces can move up, down. You can see some of the inner details inside. You can actually pull out these red parts just a little bit. Wouldn't recommend doing it too much. And they can swing up and down. It makes me kind of wonder if there's some purpose for this. But I could be wrong. The Hyakuren had the same feature, let's say, but really, I never took advantage of it, and no variants ever used it. So, oh well. All right. One thing I want to show about the backpack is the thruster. It's the only thing that really moves on this thing. The rest is pretty secure. All right. So there's one little round polycap for the waist. So can't bend too much. Can't twist too much. It's the bulky backpack as usual. If you take the backpack off, I'm sure you can spin this thing 360. Okay, now let's take a look at its waist articulation. You get a little movement, so that's something. Okay, let's finish up the arm. So the arm can spin 360. But this is kind of a problem here. The arm can only bend 90 degrees. Most kits these days can bend almost 180. Not this one. Alright, and the hand. So the hand, of course, is on a ball joint. No polycaps here. But it can spin 360, of course, and has a little bit of movement in the wrist. Okay. And I got these side skirt thrusters, I guess. They come out fairly easily, so just a polycap clip with a peg pop it right back in. Okay, and let's see, front skirt armor. Goes up about that far, not very much, but man, the bulky armor on this thing really kind of hinders some of its leg movement. Let's see, maybe this angle will look better. Let's move the arm. So can't kick forward very high, but you know, long toes probably get you instead. Alright, let's move this thing to the side. Let's see how far back this thing can go. Not very far. No, decent. It goes back pretty decently. And of course the leg can bend a good amount. Okay. So as you can see there, the knee went back. Yep, it can go pretty far back, but a huge foot kind of distracts from that. Now going on to the foot, we got this, I don't know, shield part. Doesn't really hinder its movements or anything. I think this back part of the foot would do that. It kind of knocks up against this part right here on the heel, or the back heel. But you do still get a wide range of movement. And look, the foot can turn almost completely sideways. So posing this thing would be pretty good. And it'll still be flat-footed. Alright. Now, I think that was it. Now let's take a look at his accessories. So this kit comes with 2 extra sets of hands. They're angled. They have a little angle to them, mainly to hold the giant mace sword, which is right here. Now, as you can see, this thing's even bigger than the mobile suit itself. Now the only way to put this on is just take this cover off, and that flew around the room. Excuse me for a second. And just connect the cover back on. Now, this kit does not come with any guns. It's only just this one large sword mace. The only other things it has is here's a peg that fits onto an action base and underneath the kit, and 2 clips for its backpack. Oops. So they go into these round holes in the back. They fit pretty securely. I won't push it in all the way right now, just wanted to show you guys how it fits in there. So these little skirt armor things, dresses tend to pop out pretty easily. I have a little solution for that, but I'll mention that later. Let's get one of these little things off if I can. Alright, so you have these let's say extension parts for the backpack. Now they're mainly for I guess the cannon that you can, oh, they have a little ball joint at the end, so it fits into this round, let's say, peg or something right there. Now if you had the long cannon, it would, from a Gundam Barbatos, it would fit in here fairly well. But yeah, that's the purpose of that. Let's put this back on. Alright, let's put the giant sword mace on. So just pop the hand out and pop the hand in. There you go. So it's a little heavy. Let's see, Barbatos has a little bit issues holding it, but the joints are relatively stiff and can actually hold the pose. Now, the big feet on this kit do help with balance. So you can shake the table around a little, and it still stands pretty well. So if you live in an earthquake zone like I do, don't have to worry too much. Alright, So you can do a wide variety of poses with this kit. It has, due to all its many points of articulation. Let's go ahead and put on the other hand. Now you can do a two-handed pose with this sword mace. I'm not sure if I can do that correctly, but let's just go ahead and give it a shot. You know what? Well, you could, but you know what? For purposes of review, I will not do that. Okay. So, this thing is a pretty tall kit. I will show you compare it with a regular Gundam. Here is the GP01 again. As you can see, it's a whole head taller than a normal Gundam kit. And let's go ahead and take a look at other kits of the line. So here is my Hyakuren. It's taller than that, and more detailed. I mean, this Barbatos has a lot more panel lines to it compared to these other kits. Now here's a Grimgirdy. Let's get that sword out of the way, huh? Let's put you over here. And the Grimgirdy is still shorter than the Barbatos. So yeah, it's a pretty tall kit. So let's talk about the pros and cons. I would say the cons of this kit, well, let's see. These little side thrusters, they tend to pop off pretty easily, like that. My solution would be to put a little, either if you have gloss paint, go ahead and paint the inside of this. It'll stick on pretty well. I'll probably do that later. I used I guess the stickers. I cut out these little parts, these stickers, I guess, just because I can't reproduce that with paint. It looks like a grill. I don't know if you can see that very well in this video. Anyway, yeah, it has a lot of articulation, and my only problem with something that has a lot of points of articulation is getting it into a pose that looks right. One thing might be off, and you got to readjust everything. But you know, I'd say it's not a real big problem. To tell you the truth, it's probably more of a plus. So yeah, put that in the plus side. It needs paint, so let's see. I mean, a lot of these gray parts, especially on the feet, need painting. So this part was all white. You had to paint the red here and the bottom. It's not a normal gray. It's a black. I mixed 3 colors basically: black, white, and red, to reproduce the colors. So the black parts, all these gray parts in the feet need painting. Right here on these calves, they need paint. The blue parts on these thrusters need painting as well. Yellow on the shoulders, and that's really it. I mean, the eyes, they have stickers that come with the eyes, but you know, of course I painted that. Oh, and the backpack as well. As you see, some of it's already coming off. Anyway, but oh yeah, and the fingers, that needs white. But that is it for the paint. I added a little silver here and there just for some highlights and extra details. All the piston areas, so it's the back of the legs. It really spruces up the kit a little bit, in my opinion. Back of the arms, even these little lines in the joints. I think, and of course the waist, the tiny little waist. Anyway, oh yeah, and of course the green in these. So those are the areas that need paint. All right. All right. What else is there? So pros of this kit. I really like the design of this kit. It looks a lot more. Oh geez, it looks a lot more fierce than the regular Barbatos. I had to say I'm impressed that the Season 2 kit looks better than the Season 1 kit. That's usually the opposite, if you ask me. You look at Gundam 00, whatever. I mean, when the 00 kit came out, I thought it was kind of a joke because it looked so plain compared to the Exia. And then Gundam Seed as well. I thought the Strike looked a lot more better than Freedom. But this kit impresses me more. I mean, its features are a lot more pronounced. The feet are huge compared. I mean, look at these guys. These guys got tiny feet compared to the Barbatos. I mean, look, twice the size of a regular foot, at least in this universe. The sword mace helps. I mean, you know, if you don't care too much for guns and whatnot, giant sword kind of makes up for that. I'd say this kit has a lot of potential and sense of customization. My ideal paint job for this thing is to make it look more like a real grade kit with different shades of white. I'll eventually get to it one of these days, but I can't think of it right now, but I'll eventually get to it. Maybe it'll come out with real grade and I'll just copy that. But yeah, no, I mean, I think for 1,000 yen, this is a great deal. You don't get too many kits out there for 1,000 yen that have this amount of detail and articulation. So yeah, if you have the money and the time, I mean, another pro this kit doesn't have a whole lot of pieces. Being that it's a high grade kit, you would expect more, but it's a bare bones kit. A little painting if you don't mind, but yeah, definitely a great look. It's the most unique looking Gundam I have in my collection. You know, it departs a lot from the traditional designs, you know, squarish, boxish. This one is more beastly looking. Part of the appeal of it to me is that. So anyway, there you have it. 1,000 yen, you get this really, you know, awesome looking, beastly looking Gundam. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please subscribe and I'll see you next time.